¿Por qué no los dos? Like manufacturer version with and without, because that's twice as expensive and also a little bit confusing for the customer. If you have too many options for the customer, it literally gives them decision paralysis. So I don't want to have two options that are like extremely similar. If I had them both as options, I honestly think that people would think it was the same product and they would be confused. Because it doesn't look fundamentally that much different, right? It's almost like a, did you get a haircut sort of difference? I think people would get like decision paralysis. Whereas choosing between like the thick and the thin one, there's enough differences between them. Even though they're the same theme, there's enough differences between them because this just has all of the tool icons and this has like the full MS Paint window. Plus this is a thick ass washi tape. There's enough differences between them that it's like a clear distinction, and it's like if somebody's looking for washi tape, it's easier for them to make that decision. I like this one because it has the wide open space to write on, but I think I would like to move away from really thick washi tape because I think people use it less. Like I've had a really hard time selling the ones that I have in stock. Granted, very different design on it. This is gonna be one hell of, yeah, here we go. Oh, interesting. All of the files got real fucked up. Well, it's a good thing that I'm not restocking these because these files sure got corrupted. Woof. Yeah, I'm not too upset about it because these designs never sold very well. This was probably my biggest collection flop. I thought these were gonna pop off so hard. I was like, these are so cute. They've sat for a year. I've barely sold any. Weirdly enough, they're doing better in a retail store. I sent a bunch of them to one of the stores that I consign with. They're doing better in a retail store, so I don't understand what my problem with selling them was. And it's not a difference between in-person and online because I never was able to sell them at conventions either. I mean, maybe conventions aren't really the marketplace for like stationery, but like I'm glad that they're moving. I'm glad that I'm slowly getting rid of them in a consignment setting because I was never able to sell them effectively. Yeah, this is 3 centimeter wide washi tape, which is the same size as this one. And I would like to avoid it. I'm okay with having like one really thick one, but I would like to avoid it because these never sold very well. And I'm not sure if the size, like if the thickness of the washi tape was a contributor to that, or if the designs just weren't very popular. I went to college for game development, graduated in 2014, which I think was the year, or maybe it was the year after the present version of UDK with Kismet was announced to be depreciated. And we had spent from like 2010 until 2013, all of us, all of my graduating class learned UDK with Kismet. And then it was announced to be depreciated and it was being replaced with Unreal 5 and Blueprint. And like every single person, every single one of the level design students and like the scripting students were like, what do I even do now? So a bunch of people started self-teaching Unity, and I ended up learning a little bit about how to function in Unity. And yeah, it sucks. It's awful. I hate it. Unity was really friendly to indie devs when they started, yeah. And they have slowly over the course of the last decade chipped away at that until it's like not even remotely indie friendly at all anymore. Went to school for marketing and political science. I was going to be a lawyer. Now here we are. Yeah, I went to school for game dev and then I stopped using that degree almost immediately. Oops. One of your friends went to school for literature and ended up working at a zoo. That's actually kind of cool. Now that you think about it, you went to school for accounting and journalism and ended up in antiques. College is frustrating because like you're expected to make this decision at, in a lot of cases, not even adult, because you're applying to college. I was like 16 when I started applying to colleges because I'm a summer baby. So I was one of the like younger students in my class, in my graduating class in high school. I graduated when I was like 7. I wasn't even an adult yet. I was 17. So like not even an adult. You're trying to decide what you're gonna do for ostensibly the rest of your life. You needed to decide on your major the first semester of your freshman year and lock it in, which was was insane. Even before that, the college that you apply to, unless you go to a community college, the college that you apply to is a huge decision that you make at like 16, 17, maybe. Your roommate freshman year was told to drop out because she couldn't figure out what she wanted to major in by the end of her first semester. Wow. That's why you were told to lock in your major before first semester started. Jeez. Yeah, SCAD, you legitimately were not allowed to declare a major. I knew going in, like, while I was applying, I knew that I wanted to be a game development major. I only applied to schools that had a game development curriculum. And like that was the case with a lot of my friends too. Freshman year, we were like, I know I want to be this. I know I want to be that. Not allowed. Not allowed to declare that major, which I think is probably the better policy. To be honest, let yourself actually get acclimated to the school, get acclimated to the curriculum, and then like at the end of freshman year, declare your major. Because there's enough general education classes that you can fill your entire freshman year. At least with SCAD there was. Only went to the school because it had one of the best debate teams in the country, and if you were in debate, you could only be in 3 majors: marketing and communication, political science, and business. Interesting. That sure is a policy. You had a full ride, so you did marketing and communication, and now the marketing industry sucks. I wish I had done more of the marketing and advertising courses that SCAD offered, because like I'm at a point now where I am my marketing team and I suck at it. I'm awful. The best marketing is not to be salesy, it's to talk to your audience like your audience. I think I spend like all of my social energy on stream. And then I'm like, I don't want to post anything anywhere. Went to college to become a small firm independent accountant, and those small firms have all disappeared and been absorbed by big corporate names. I think the problem with the big corporate accounting firms is that they don't and I think this is also true for marketing, they don't understand like niche audiences. Because I know a lot of my artist friends and we all struggle with things like accounting and taxes and sales tax and all of the other stuff that it takes to run a small art business. And then on the marketing side, there's a lot of conventional marketing advice that just does not work for the arts. One of the biggest monikers that I hear a lot is like, solve a problem with your business. And that language, I think phrasing it as solving a problem really catches a lot of people, because they don't see any way that their art could solve a problem, when it's not always like a problem like my thing broke, I need this tool, I need this thing to solve an actual physical issue that I'm having. It could just be like, my walls are empty and I hate that. You know, I want my house to be colorful. It's not a problem in the definition of the word problem, but it's a hole that your art could fill. Like even the stuff that I'm working on right now, like I want my journal to be colorful and I want it to reflect the hobbies that I have. A lot of people are artists and use these tools and relate to these tools and would like to have stuff in their journal that like reflects that. That's not a problem. So when you phrase it like solve a problem in somebody's life, you don't really think of it like that. But I think a lot of marketing advice is like that, where it's not thought of in that way. The big accounting firms don't tend to tailor their services to individual customers and prefer wide swath policies that apply to everyone, and that inevitably means your service is going to be shitty unless you're a very large business. Yeah, I can't afford it right now, but I would love to hire somebody who like really understands what it's like to have a business that has nexus in one state, but also has like traveling pop-up markets in several other states. Because that's one of the most frustrating things that I've experienced starting to do conventions, is dealing with sales tax in several different states as a transient vendor. Because like some states have transient laws, and then like what do I do with federal and state income tax? There's some states that have, I forget what the law is. Some states you can file state taxes for neighboring states. I think like Pennsylvania and Ohio have this, and like Ohio has it with a couple of other states, where you don't have to file state taxes in each state if you make income in neighboring states, which was something that I ran into last year. I was like, do I have to file Pennsylvania state income taxes? I don't know. It's frustrating, and I wish that more accountants had like really niche specialized knowledge. But that's expensive in video game marketing primarily, and conventional marketing doesn't work at all. But all the video game companies are like, our audience is Gen Z. You sure about that? And when you ask why, they can't answer it, they just think that's what they're supposed to say, when in reality, millennial women are the biggest audience when it comes to gaming right now. Yeah, majority of gamers are still in their 30s and early 40s. not in their mid to upper 20s. It's so weird that, like, the idea that you're supposed to, like, age out of a hobby like gaming. Oh, you want to know the best, some of the best marketing that I've seen out of, like, actual big brands right now? It just reads like shit posts. Like, let me see if I can find this Pine Sol ad that I saw yesterday. It was so funny that I literally showed my husband. I was like, Naka, you have to see this. They're my favorites right now. They're so funny. And it's freaking Pine Sol.
My parents doubt me all the time. I have a chance to prove I can clean up the messes in my life.
Scent Pine, your days are numbered.
The dirt dragon!
I'm going to spread my dirt.
I need
What
to
the
act
fuck
fast.
is this?
The power of the pine. I can defeat it with my aromatic dancing.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
No.
Yes.
No.
Everyone's counting on me. I can't fail because that would mean the people that look up to me would be without a mentor, and the girl I like will never like me back. Cherry Blossom, Bossa Nova!
You're no match
Like, this
for
is
my
just a shit
Nova.
post, but whoever...
You are eradicated!
Curse you, Scent Pine!
Oh my god.
I was thinking we could hold hands. I think we should wait a while. Why not dance instead? Okay. Clean my soul. Clean my soul.
You want to hold hands? No, that's too fast. I think we should wait a while. Oh my god. And like, there's a couple companies that have done stuff like that, but it's so out of pocket. Like, it's so out of left field. It's genuinely more memorable than just like, you should use this because it cleans well and smells good. That ad was pure brain rot. It's so good though. The reason why this happened for Pine Sol is hilarious. Oh, is there lore? Is there backstory? So Clorox, the company that owns Pine Sol, got a new CEO in 2020. When she took the job, she was 37. So she was shitposting along with the rest of us and understands some of this shit. I think there's posts from her old forum accounts that are out there with shitposts on them still. That's great. A while ago, this was probably a couple years ago on TikTok, when TikTok was still like, I don't want to say new, but like new enough that brands hadn't quite adapted to it yet. There were a couple of skits from social media managers of like them pretending to try to convince their marketing executive bosses to do like silly shitposty stuff. And they were like, no, you don't understand. This is what works here. It must be refreshing to work at a company that like has executives that understand the atmosphere